Well, here we are back in the dungeon. I got the fabrication finalized, and keeping in true fashion of these pictures that I recently come across, I left everything in a shadow. So that is what we're looking at. And it's really hard to see and really hard to make out. I tried to zoom it in and see what's there, but it's all one color. Foot peg, brake pedal, exhaust pipe, foot peg extension. It all blends in. But that is about what it is. So it's not exactly 100% replica. I did notice in the picture the pipe kicks up. Let me zoom in. Pipe kicks up and you can just see the banjo bolt with the brakes. I didn't kick it up enough. I should have started here and coning it up. I just did it all at the back so I'd have some travel room for the axle. So this right in this area should be a little over 2 inches higher. But it was difficult to come through this way, then turn, then up, and meet that. And I'm not that skilled of a pipe builder. I can put a fire there and make the two pieces turn into liquid and join, but that's the extent of it. But kicker's on, and all this stuff at some point is going to come back off and get powder coated black. This is just because it was eating at me, not looking the way it should. The wheels are going to get anodized, so it'll have its blue wheels. I got the one chrome hub there. I got the other chrome, or the other hub is still zinced, so that's just going to go back on. Once the wheels are anodized, I'm going to mount tires back up. That's all the hard stuff. Then all this is all going to come off, get powder coated. The fork legs probably get powder coated. The frame definitely. Tank's going to get painted in a similar fashion. That ain't it. Nope, that's all I had. But you can see the paint on the fenders, obviously. But I'm going to get a different set of fenders. I've been over all this. I feel like I'm repeating myself hundreds of times. But I was dreading this step because I'm not really good with paint and finish and all that stuff. I'm more into the fabrication of metal. And I also got the knee guard done. And you can see it's dimpled. That's not camera trickery. When I welded it, the metal pulled and acted a little funny in there, but it is what it is, and I'm tired of fooling with it. And the way it was in the pictures from where the guy was standing, you could just see the motor mount here. You could see one of the case bolts. It was just under this cross support. It was at the head. The head bolts are there. It was breaking the center of the jug, and it was tilted this way some. So I feel like I'm pretty close, but to side by side compare it, it is a little different. I think the one that was on there was smaller this way, and it was closer to us. So the little stalk that I welded under there was a bit longer. So it took up less room, but it was further away from the machine and closer to you, the viewer. So it looked like it covered more of that area, but it didn't. It was smaller but closer to us, so it looked bigger than it actually was. And proportionately, it looks great right here, but you step this way and it's wrong. You step this way and it's wrong. So it's kind of in the eye of the beholder, and I happen to be the beholder, so it's good enough. But all the stuff I've been fighting with for the last month and a half is done. Now it's on to getting the wheels anodized. I did take and dump rubber cement inside the tires. I got in there with a little die grinder, ground the studs off, put the rubber cement in, painted that in to give myself a barrier, and then I got bigger tubes and wrapped them around the smaller tubes so the ice studs don't poke holes in the tubes. Once the wheels are smoothed up, polished, anodized, I get the tires mounted. I'll get it put back on, and that'll be that. And then it's going to wait for a real restoration. And there's a chance it might end up at Vintage Motorsports because I want it right. And there are a few people I trust to make it right. If I'm going to spend the money to have it done, it's going to be done right. So that's probably the last video of this stuff, unless I think of something else that you probably don't care about or want to know about. But anyway, that's the update, probably the last update till I get the wheels done. And I'll try to think of something else to yammer on about for 4 to 7 minutes. We'll see you next time.